This show's got both Vince and Shane in matches, so you just know it's going to be awesome, don't you? Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this, another episode of 10 Years Ago. Tonight we are going to look at Survivor Series 2003, as said, a show that's got 2 McMahon matches in it. Yay, hooray for that. We're live at the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas, another building with a rich WWE heritage. There are 13,487 rabid fans on board for the Survivor Series. No prizes, for guessing who's on the poster, because of course it's Shane McMahon, twice, 2 pictures of Shane. Buyrate for this one is actually quite surprising, because it's 0.73, which, considering that the build-up is McMahon, you know, is actually quite surprising. And yeah, on Heat, Tajiri beat Jamie Noble. 2 big things come into this one. So the biggest news on Raw is that after Triple H lost the championship at Unforgiven, he puts a $100,000 bounty on Goldberg. Whoever takes out Goldberg gets $100,000. Various wrestlers tried to do this. Tommy Dreamer, Mark Henry, Steven Richards. And then during what I would consider to be a dream match on Raw, which is Goldberg versus Shawn Michaels, Batista came out and essentially shattered Goldberg's ankle with a steel chair. The bounty went to Batista. Batista became returned to the fold of Evolution. And everyone's happy. Goldberg got his revenge 6 days before the pay-per-view, though. After winning a match against Batista by disqualification, he then attacked him with Hunter's phallic sledgehammer. And the other thing about Raw was the 2 general managers, which we'll talk about shortly. Over on SmackDown, we got a new general manager as Vince McMahon replaced his daughter Stephanie, who had beaten in the I Quit match, with Paul Heyman. On Paul Heyman's first night on the job, it's Undertaker versus Big Show and A-Train in a handicap match where Paul Heyman kept changing the rules. Undertaker would win, and then Paul Heyman would change the rules. Basically, Paul Heyman eventually... Sorry, the Undertaker... Don't know why I said Paul Heyman there. Undertaker eventually gets the win. Vince had said, you can choose your match, choose your opponent. So, Vince had basically said, you'll never ever be WWE champion. While I'm alive and breathing, you'll never be WWE champion, etc., etc. Which is true. Since then, he's never been the WWE champion. He's won the World Heavyweight Champion, but never the WWE. Isn't that interesting? Anyway, the point is here, Vince stands over Taker because he's been absolutely decimated. And says, come on then, choose your match, choose your venue. And he says, the match is buried alive. The place is Survivor Series. So Vince starts going tech, starts going crazy, starts saying, I hope Brock Lesnar buries you alive. And he says, the match, you're wrong. The match isn't against Brock, it's against you. And it's, happy days. Big pop for that as well. Anyway, that's I haven't done that for a while. I've normally done them with the matches, but I thought just talk about those 2. Let's get on with it. In the opening contest, Team Angle, which is Kurt Angle, Chris Benoit, John Cena, newly turned babyface John Cena, Bradshaw, and the returning Hardcore Holly, defeating Team Lesnar, which is Bork Laser, Bright, Big Slow, Matt Morgan, Nathan Jones, and A-Train in a Survivor Series match. So Heyman brought Morgan and Jones in as his bodyguard. Nathan Jones' first pay-per-view appearance since WrestleMania. He's been in OVW ever since. Matt Morgan is just Matt Morgan. Hardcore Holly's been out for a year with a broken freaking neck and is gunning for Lesnar, because Lesnar is the one who hit a powerbomb even that broke the neck. And I tell you something, that's a feud I can't wait to see. Hardcore Holly versus Brock Lesnar for the championship. Cena's recently turned face, as I say, gets no reaction when he comes out, no reaction when he cuts one of his awful raps. I tell you something, guys, I really thought back in the day, I thought Cena was good at rapping, I liked his character, but he just can't rap to save his life. Hardcore Holly starts the match, pounds on Brock Lesnar, they go outside, referee tries to separate them, Hardcore Holly shoves the referee, gets disqualified. 45 seconds into the match. That, folks, is fucking stupid. A-Train falls to the clothesline from Hell a minute later, but he then gets chokeslammed by Big Show and is eliminated. So we've got 3 eliminations in the first minute, which just screams to me, you are a nobody, you are a nobody, and you are a nobody. But why not? Cena plays babyface in peril, and Jones and Morgan actually look alright in their roles here because they get in, hit a couple of moves, and get back out again. They look great doing that, because it just doesn't take much effort, does it? Anyway, short tags by the heels until Benoit can tag in 3 members of Kurt Angle. 3 members of, instead of saying Team Angle, Michael Cole says, there's 3 members of Kurt Angle out there who've got neck injuries. Like, fucking idiot. Benoit is your Wolverine in peril. The crowd pop when Benoit gets a crossface, and they react well to a hot tag to Kurt. One ways with Germans until heel miscommunication between Jones and Morgan allows Kurt to hit a big angle slam on Morgan to eliminate him. 9 minutes and 21 seconds. Heel miscommunication again between Jones, because he couldn't think of anything else. Between Jones and Big Show leads to Jones tap into an ankle lock, but Kurt immediately falls victim to an F5 to eliminate him. After 2 attempts, Lesnar tapped out to a crossface because the first one was fucked up, leaving Cena and Benoit versus Big Show. Cena is accidentally tagged in, so choke slams Benoit, but then Cena uses the chain, hits the FU. The first time I think it is that we see the FU on the Big Show. I think, maybe. Is it? I'm going to say yes, it is. In the comments, let me know if I'm wrong. But yeah, it hits the FU for the join. Way too much dead wood in there. Think about it. You've got Hardcore Holly, you've got Bradshaw, you've got Mike Nathan Jones and Matt Morgan. They're all nothing. It's scary to think how on one of the big 4 shows of the year in 2 months' time, yeah, Hardcore Holly will challenge for the WWE Championship. And you're like, Hardcore Holly, why the fuck should I get behind this idiot? You know? Anyway, match was okay. Leave it at that. In the back, Vince goes to see Shane to see how he feels. Says the only thing he feels is sorry for you, Dad. Vince then bumps into Austin. They have a weird sort of laugh-off thing. Austin's laughing at Vince because he thinks he's going to get owned by Taker, and Vince is laughing at Austin because he thinks it's Austin's last night in the company. That's what Jim Ross says when they come back from this segment. Yeah, while they're just laughing here, and why is this on my pay-per-view? Molly Holly defeating Lita in a good match to retain the Women's Championship. 2 women who actually, you know, that's a scary thing. They actually look like women. Isn't that weird? Molly's cleavage looks absolutely incredible. I must point out, massive tits. And even more so when she puts a dragon sleeper on, the camera's looking straight down her cleavage. I'm 31 and I'm a filthy perv. But I wasn't at the time. No, I was a filthy perv at the time this went out live. That's the one. Lita's punches are the worst in the business. I've said this before. They are so awful. The crowd are so much more into this match than the last one. Because of all the deadwood in the last one, the crowd didn't actually give a fuck about the match at all. Molly gets 2 off a nice sidewalk slam. She tries punches in the corner, but Lita bombs her out of the corner. Lita with a leg sweep. She goes up top, but Lita sort of misses. Molly goes around, gets a decent near fall. Molly gets vexed, exposes the turnbuckle, drops Lita face first onto it, gets the win. Not bad. Enjoyed it more than the opener, believe it or not, and I gave it 2 stars. So, next, one of the gimmick matches we've been really looking forward to. It's Kane defeating Shane McMahon in a crap ambulance match. Oh, we know why this happened. Kane tombstone Linda, Shane swore revenge, and then lost to Unforgiven in a crap last man standing match. Here's one. I don't know if I've said this on the series before, but do you just find that Shane, as a babyface, is impossible to get behind with that music, that entrance music? Here comes the money. I've got loads more money than you. You know, like, fuck off. I'm not interested in babyface and cheering. You know, I want to see you get fucked up. So you start watching a match like this. I am anyway. Going, oh, Kane wins. Anyway. Shane hits the elbow drop off the top. You know the one off the top that he did on Vince? You know, the one to the table on the outside? 3 minutes into the match he hits that. Idiots. Cameras cut out when they brought to the back, which is lovely. When they come back, they are backstage. Shane uses a kendo stick, but grabs an SUV and drives into Kane. No reaction for that at all. And Shane, this is a weird thing, gets a walkie-talkie and says, send it in. You assume he's talking about the ambulance. Now you're thinking to yourself, now did Shane just happen to find this walkie-talkie backstage just lying around and go, oh, that'll do. I hope it's tuned into the right frequency that I need. Or has he been carrying around this walkie-talkie in his pocket the whole time? In which case, if he did, imagine if it's in his right pocket, you know, when he did that elbow drop to the outside, that must have fucking wrecked or destroyed the walkie-talkie. I don't know, I've looked into that way too much. Another ambulance piss. It's not the first one, it's a different one. But Shane can't get Kane into the ambulance and gets owned as they make their way back to the ambulance, the original ambulance, that is. He's able to get a tornado DT on the steel concrete, but on the second attempt, he completely fucked up the first one. And then Shane puts a box onto Kane's leg, climbs on top of the apron of the ambulance, and does a senton onto said box, which is revealed to be a giant cardboard box which is nice. Shane almost gets Kane into the ambulance, but then Kane just, it's like Kane just does what he wanted to do the whole match and just goes, fuck this. Tombstones him on the concrete and just puts him into the ambulance. And the thing is, this match went 13 minutes, was the main selling point of the pay-per-view, yeah? This match was 10 minutes too long, and we had, very little substance. Monster Kane is utterly wasted in this whole feud. This whole feud that he could have been using, to someone else. It had to be Shane. And the thing is, they had 2 pay-per-view matches and Shane lost them both, which I suppose, I shouldn't be knocking him for, but I would much rather have anyone else facing Kane. And then it goes, the crapness continues. In the back, Josh is talking, we get a little thing. Josh is talking to Brock Lesnar, who says he didn't lose and he didn't tap out, even though he clearly did. And he says he can beat anyone single-handedly. But he's interrupted by someone. He's interrupted by Senor Goldberg. Good stuff. I hope these two have a match in the future. I'm sure it'll be awesome and not be booed. And then, this is what I meant when I said about the crap. Out comes Coach to thank everyone for wishing him well. On Raw 6 days earlier, Coach had been 3D'd and had injured his neck. So he comes out, says thank you, and then goes to leave. And then he spots some guy in the front row. That guy is Mark Cuban. As an Englishman, that name means nothing to me. Apparently he's someone to do with the Dallas Cowboys? Anyway, Coach calls him out. They get in the ring. I'm sat there going I'm paying for this. This is a pay-per-view. Give me a match instead. No, I'd rather not. Bischoff comes out, calls Cuban out. They get into a shoving match. Randy Orton comes out and hits an RKO out of nowhere. And to his credit, this Cuban guy, whoever the fuck he is, takes the RKO particularly well. And then the back Evolution party with some ladies, which is lovely. And then the Basham brothers defeating Los Guerreros in a match to retain the WWE Tag Team Championship. The Bashams have beaten Los Guerreros on the October 23rd edition of SmackDown. This match was meant to be happening on SmackDown, but the Bashams were cunning and evil and made it out that Eddie Guerrero's sister-in-law had been involved in a car accident. So Chavo had to face them both on his own and got owned. On Heat earlier on this evening, Chavo had said that Eddie was a sucker basically for falling for it. Match is alright. I mean, the crowd are hot for the Guerreros. They don't give a fuck about the Bashams. Eddie with a frog splash. Chavo spanks Shaniqua. She interferes so much in this match. It gets to the point where it's like, oh, piss off. Make it a handicap match if you want to be. If she wants to be in the match so much. Yeah, Tornado DDT by Chavo is really nice. But when you watch it, if you're paying attention, you notice that while he's swinging around, he actually clocks Eddie around the back of the head. When Chavo goes to clutch out on Eddie, Roll Up gets the win for Danny Basham in a 1-star match. And then, in the best match of the night, and it's the one that I was looking forward to, it was the, not only did I think I remember this match being good, I've had like 5 or 6 messages on Facebook alone saying, look, I can't wait to hear what you thought of this show, because I remember this match being brilliant. So Team Bischoff, which is Chris Jericho, Scott Steiner, Christian, Randy Orton, and Mark Henry. Christian, the only one with no second name, isn't that interesting? I'd never noticed that. And they're defeating Team Austin, which is the Dudley Boyz, Shawn Michaels, Rob Van Dam, and Booker T in a great Survivor Series match. The Bischoff and Austin have been feuding for months, if you think about it. They met at No Way Out, earlier on this year. And then as soon as Austin became the co-general manager, these two have been feuding, and they had that absolute classic 3 stages of hell match, didn't they? Not 3 stages of hell, was it? The Redneck Triathlon, that's the one. 3 triathlon, come on. Which was, I'm sure you remember, was classic. An all-time way. I'm lying there, aren't I? Basically, Austin is vexed because he can't stun people, so Bischoff proposes that they both put a team together. If Austin's team wins, he can stun whoever he wants, but if Bischoff's team wins, Austin's gone from the WWE. So that's all good. So there's obviously, I've just lost my place. Fuck. There's obviously much more to it than that, but that's where we're going to go. So back and forth at the start until Stacy distracts Scott Steiner, so he falls victim to a double neckbreaker by the Dudleys and a bookend by Booker T to eliminate him. Booker T then eats a World's Strongest Slam to eliminate him. 3D and a 5-star frog splash to eliminate Henry, RVD, and Orton go at it for a couple of minutes, and it's good stuff, but then a mighty-looking RKO eliminates Rob Van Dam. Christian distracts Devon, allowing Jericho to hit a move that they call a flashback. It's like a swinging neck break. It's really nice, and that eliminates him. So it's 3-on-2 after 10 minutes or so. This about the action that is condensed down quite a lot, obviously. And what you're thinking to yourself, right? So it's 3-on-2 now, and they've got the way they've done the eliminations. They've got rid of the people nicely, I think. Bubba is able to kick ass for a while, but when he goes for a Bubba bomb on Jericho, he gets low blowed and hit with an unpretty by Christian, leaving Shawn Michaels on his own. And this is where Shawn Michaels is at his absolute best, in my humble opinion. Shawn gets double teamed on the outside, launches into the ring post head first, and does a truly manly blade job. There's blood everywhere. Really good stuff. Hits a super kick, and basically, because he's so exhausted, he falls down on top of Christian. That's a great little touch there. Great little bit of storytelling, because Shawn's absolutely knackered and basically doing everything he does from here on in as a fluke, you know. Shawn bleeds all over the shop as he gets battered by Jericho and Orton. He's able to counter a lion salt, then counters a Walls attempt into a roll-up with just holding his fingertips are holding him down on the roll-up. Absolutely superb. You know, that eliminates Jericho. He whacks, Jericho's such a nice guy that he whacks Shawn Michaels with a chair on his way out just because he can. And then he gives Austin the finger saying, "You're finished." Austin obviously can't touch him, so he has to let him go. Orton tries a crossbody, hits the ref. Shawn Michaels tunes up the band, but when he goes to unleash sweet chin music, gets kicked by a Bischoff. This means that Austin can get in, batters Bischoff all over the shop, stuns Orton. Austin drags Bischoff to the back, but while he's doing that, out comes Batista. He powerbombs Shawn Michaels, and that allows Orton to get the win. Get this, 27 minutes and 27 seconds. Absolutely superhuman effort from Shawn Michaels in the last 15 minutes. Seriously, Shawn Michaels at his absolute best here. First 10 minutes were alright. Those last 15 minutes especially were fucking superb. And then, yeah, that was all good. I'm happy to go with 3.5 or 4 stars. You know, I want to give it higher. I want to give it the higher one, the 4 stars. But at the same time, if the whole match had just been that, it would have been great. But, you know... let's put it this way. I suppose they have to get to that point where Shawn Michaels will kick ass. We'll go with the 4 stars. How's that sound? But then, something that happens that really bugs me in wrestling. I don't like it when people renege on submission, on stipulations. Rain submission. I can't remember what the phrase is I'm looking for here. I don't like when people say they're going to do something and then don't do it in wrestling. It bugs me. So here you've got Austin getting on the mic. You've got Jim Ross saying, 13-year career is over, or whatever. What is he saying? And Austin gets on the mic and says, we've had a blast, I've had some good times, I started here in Dallas, Texas, yada, yada, yada. And it's all really somber, and it's all like, Austin's career's over, I can't believe it, but it's all good as long as Austin isn't coming back in a couple of weeks. And that's exactly what he does. He comes back as the Sheriff of Raw. I think I don't think he'll be back before Armageddon, but I know he'll be back before the Royal Rumble. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see this. The other thing is, of course, is that then Coach comes out and he's got some security guard and Austin beats up the security guard and stuns Coach, and it's all great. But this celebration, or this goodbye, takes up 15 minutes of the pay-per-view that's already had 15 minutes taken up with some guy getting RKO'd. You know, it's one of those things that I could have had another match in there. I would have happily had another match in there. You know, and then 2 more matches. Vince McMahon defeating The Undertaker in a crap Buried Alive match. I checked on Facebook earlier on, got some great responses from you guys. Thank you for this one. You know, Undertaker's, the Buried Alive match is like a speciality of The Undertaker's, isn't it? I just wanted to check how many he'd won. And so there's been 3 Buried Alive matches at this point. Undertaker's been a winning part, because one was a tag team match, of 2 of them. So Vince believes he's been chosen to end Undertaker's career. And he comes out and he's, with his hands crossed and he's looking at a higher power. 1 punch busted open. Like, wow. Things like this in wrestling, it's another thing. It bugs me. Because, I've always said a heel shouldn't bleed. At the best of times, heels shouldn't bleed. Blood is a sympathy-getting thing. It worked. Blood worked so well for Shawn Michaels. He lost all the blood. He's lost all the energy. Everything he's doing now because he's lost all the blood is great. Vince just... massive blade job, huge blade job, so much bigger than Shawn's and completely unnecessary. Basically, this match is just Vince getting the shit kicked out of him, and it's not even entertaining shit as well. It's just like, get on with it, please. There's some alright bits in there, I suppose, if you want to say they're alright. Vince getting hit with the shovel's quite fantastic. But then, it's nothing. They brawl. This match goes 11 minutes, and again, 6 minutes longer than it needed to be. Vince is dragged to the grave, where he actually gets some offense in. He throws some dirt in Undertaker's eyes. There we go. And of course, Vince is bleeding all over the soil, which could be riddled with germs. So you're just like, why are you doing this? He does a low blow. He uses a shovel, knocks Taker into the grave. Taker's able to get out and puts Vince in the grave, yeah? And he goes to get in. They've got a great big digger there with a hoe full of earth. He goes to get into the digger. Massive explosion. Who did that? Well, it's Kane, of course. Kane puts Undertaker into the grave, and then Vince gets into the digger, dumps the dirt on top. He's buried alive. Yay. And of course, the great thing about this is, with the benefit of hindsight, is I can confidently say that this is going to lead to something awesome, isn't it? It's going to lead to Kane versus Undertaker. The match at WrestleMania 20, that one that wasn't very good. Okay. And the other thing about this is that, the match went 11 minutes. I'd say at least 3 minutes of that was setting up that finish. It was just stupid. Anyway, if I get that done, I'm just that nice. Goldberg defeating Triple H in a alright main event to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. So Goldberg attacks with a spear before the bell. And then basically unloads for a couple of minutes, and he does a lot of really kick-ass shit like he does. Goes up to do a military press slam, but you remember what I said at the very start of this, that Batista had shattered his ankle. So of course he's got a great big thing, bandage on his ankle anyway, and then he goes down, and Triple H does what Triple H does and attacks him constantly. Bam, 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 on the leg. Someone like me. It all good. And when Goldberg eventually gets out of it, he makes a point of limping, which of course makes me happy again. I mean, he does. Triple H uses a ring post shot with the leg. He uses a chair, Ric Flair on the outside, chair to the ankle. Half crab. Works the back more than the ankle, but we'll give it him for trying, won't we? But then, of course, when none of this works, Triple H does his usual trick, brass knuckles shot. That doesn't work. Gets the sledgehammer. There's 2 ref bumps in this one. Evolution all do running, but Goldberg's got the sledgehammer. 1, 2, 3, and 4 shots for all of ye, and then a spear and a jackhammer. I went to say a gold hammer then because I can. A jackhammer, get the win at 11 minutes and 41 seconds. So what we can say from that one straight away, can't we, is hell, that's 10 minutes short than I was expecting it to be. This one could have obviously had another 3 or 4 minutes trimmed off it. But I enjoyed it. I mean, Goldberg is not the type of person who should be ever have to sell at this amount. But in WWE, you've got to kind of expect it. Nothing bad, yeah? Nothing great. You wouldn't give this one higher than 3 stars. I guarantee you that. Let's talk about the show then. One match stands out. I gave that match 4 stars. The rest, you've got 2 2-star matches, and that's it. Everything else is under that. So it's one of those shows. Watch that match if you've never seen it before. If you have seen that show, I wouldn't bother going and finding this one out. I remember it being really good, and it just wasn't. It just was not a good show. I'm going to go 3 out of 10 because I'm a very, very generous boy. Okay, and that's that one. Ladies and gentlemen, next up, 10 years ago series, I'm going to do Survivor Series 2001 as part of the Lost shows. What did you think of Survivor Series 2003 though? I'd love to know with the new comment system down below. Hey, yay, thank you Google. And yeah, I've been Mark P. Hit me a comment, hit me a like, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I've been Mark P. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon. Take it easy, guys.